Multiplayer games suck. Yes, in my opinion, they suck, and I know someone's gonna come to dislike the video, but you know, I don't care. I've wanted to talk about this on the channel for a while, and well, it's a new year, so I thought I'd try something new. Multiplayer games are worse than they've ever been for me. Every day I hop on a multiplayer game, Warzone, Halo, CSGO, Battlefield, Destiny 2, etc, etc. While I enjoy those games in short doses, I always leave with a feeling of anger or disappointment. Why is that? Does anyone else agree? Do you guys feel this way too? Leave your thoughts down below. So why is that? Are online games just becoming repetitive, or has the quality of online games dropped so significantly that a guy like me, who spent years and years and years on online games, getting sick of them? Now, I want to be clear, I'm not talking about co-op games. Co-op games are very different games from like Warzone or CSGO or Halo, etc. Co-op games are often much more fun than single player games for me. Look no further than 13 years ago with the release of Splinter Cell Conviction, or 10 years ago with the release of Splinter Cell Blacklist. Sure, they were okay single player experiences, but the standout area was always the co-op. Those kinds of games are always way more fun than anything I have played over the years, so why the hell do I feel like multiplayer games suck now? Well, let's start with the community aspect. The community aspect of online games has been downgraded every year consistently. Halo is a wonderful example. The game that basically kickstarted online gaming years ago had proximity chat to communicate with the enemies, to make it more fun. That's not in newer Halos, and Halo Infinite, the latest game in the franchise, you can't even communicate with the enemy team at all. You can only communicate with your team, which is often 3 other players that don't even have a mic. Call of Duty multiplayer is the exact same. Sure, you can still have a chat with your team or hot mics from the enemies after you kill them, but how often do you actually see people using their mics in that game now? How often do you get that sense of community that you used to have on the days of Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops? And I'm saying that as the squeaker. I was the squeaker back then, and I got bullied to all hell, but I loved it. I haven't had an experience like that for years, and it just sucks. Sure, you could say, classic game reviews, you're living in the past, and well, yeah. Why would I not want to live in the past when it's far, far better than what we have today? The point is, the most vital aspect of online gaming is the people you play with and against, and you can barely talk to them now, whether that's because developers want to reduce toxicity, or they just forgot about the most vital aspect of multiplayer, the fact that there's multiple players in the damn game. Overwatch is another example. At the height of Overwatch, a team-based shooter back in 2016, everyone was communicating, learning the heroes, meeting people, forming alliances, and most importantly, making friends. But after Blizzard realized a small minority of players didn't know the mute button exists when there's some guy being a dick, they decided to implement a banning system that is fully automated and based on how many reports you get, and then you get suspended or chat banned and eventually fully banned from the game you paid for. Now, I've only been suspended, I can admit I can be quite toxic sometimes, but because of this system, I refuse to communicate with other players, because if the enemy team spam reports you, or me for example, because this did happen to me, my account will be banned, and I've already been suspended, and you will eventually get a permanent ban because the enemy team lost and they decide to mass report you, and Blizzard doesn't check these bans. So I just stop playing, because what's the point? The community aspect is ruined. There's no point playing a multiplayer game if you can't communicate with other people. This is just one reason why multiplayer games suck today. Do you agree with that reason? Let me know. I know some people will disagree because the community aspect may not be as important to them, but for me, it is, and it's really getting tiresome playing games where I can't talk to anyone. Now, for my final point, I don't want this video to be too long, but it's just something I wanted to talk about, and that's monetization. Now, I know that online games have to be monetized if they are free, but that's not the case anymore. You spend £60 on a game and get into the multiplayer, only for the multiplayer to be designed around monetization rather than the game itself. Free-to-play games, sure, this is fine, they have to make money, but it's showing its face all over the industry now. Call of Duty has an upfront fee of £70 on next-gen consoles, and then you have the Battle Pass and microtransactions, along with boosters for the same battle pass that is released fucking every 3 months, so you've got to keep buying these battle passes. Oh, well, if you play the game enough, you can get the battle pass with the coins. Okay, but I don't want to have to feel like this is a job. It's a job then. I'm playing to save money. That's what I'm doing. That's the way it's designed. These companies are making billions off manipulating people, mainly young kids, to buy skins and pointless digital content. Much of that content 10 years ago would have been in the game day one and unlockable by playing the game. And I see so many gamers defend these companies, and it just makes my blood boil. These games are not mobile, they are not free to play, they're a product. There's an upfront fee. It's like paying for a ticket to a film only for the audio not to work and being told you need to spend an additional amount to get the audio to work, and that would cause an uproar, but not in the game industry. This industry isn't controlled. Companies like EA can destroy the industry from the inside. Look no further than sports games. FIFA is just a gambling simulator and doesn't work properly. Madden, etc, etc. It's pretty impressive how they've avoided legal action for so long. But with monetization there comes greed, and what I've researched over the last few days has just left me feeling like shit. This has been known about for a while, but some of you may not know that EA and Activision have admitted, well, they haven't even admitted, they're legally required, but they've been patenting mechanics that dynamically change their game's difficulty based on how you are playing. This has been known about in games like FIFA for years, more commonly known as scripting or momentum, and because EA got away with it, Activision has attempted it, and probably many other companies too. Why is this a big deal? These game companies can easily say, well, we aren't using these mechanics, we've patented it, so only we can use it, but we're definitely not going to use it, I swear. We're definitely not going to use this, that can make us loads and loads of money. And they don't have to prove it. They don't have to prove if they're not using it. So it's safe to assume every single game you've played in Call of Duty, FIFA, Madden, Battlefield, etc, etc, has been affected by these mechanics. Why would these companies manipulate your game? What's in it for them? Well, we have brains, and are easily manipulated, so let's manipulate your brain even further to give you just enough dopamine to keep you playing, but then make you lose occasionally to keep you coming back to get better at our game, so the other players that have done too well recently get in the same loop as you, and now you're stuck and addicted to a game that you don't even enjoy, and you just buy the microtransactions. That's also another thing. EA is well, I can't believe that they just so blatantly said it, basically, but if you buy microtransactions in an EA game, or FIFA specifically, it's going to affect how you perform in the game. It's literally right there. It's on the screen. It's in the patent. I'd say this is just a theory though, for safety or legal reasons or whatever, but why wouldn't these companies do this? Well, they have, and have admitted to it. Call of Duty randomly manipulates your aim to make you lose or win. It's ridiculous. They have shown time and time again it's about money and not quality focused. It's all just a theory, and well, this is all cool for argument's sake, but multiplayer games just aren't fun anymore for me, and it just leaves me feeling enraged or disappointed. But once again, that's just me. I still enjoy these games sometimes in small doses, but every time, now that I know this stuff exists, it kind of just puts me off. Like, okay, oh yes, I've done really well in that game. Did I do really well in that game? Or did the game realize, oh crap, he's lost 3 games in a row, we should probably, give him one. That's what we've got now. How can I trust any other multiplayer game if this stuff exists? And, well, quite frankly, I don't. That's all I have to say. Single player and co-op games are far better and less monetized these days, and it's pretty clear what kind of experience you're gonna get. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out some of my reviews I've made over the last year. See you guys around.